Hey out there, everybody. Hope you're all doing well in quarantine. I decided it was time for some new headphones. My MSR7s are doing just fine, but those are going to... that new rig I built her and all that stuff, she doesn't have a new mic. So I'm going to give her one of my Yetis and then my headset. So I need a new headset. I'm going to keep the Yeti. All that's going to stay the same. I decided I wanted to try something that was open back. So sticking with more or less what I know here, I bought some AudioTechnicas. This is the ATH-AD700X, and I'm very excited to show it to you. These in a couple days ago, and just like the last ones, I didn't open them up yet because I wanted to, do it here live. Do it live. So I actually haven't seen these yet. These run about 110 bucks if you can find them in the right place for new. Used, obviously, they would be a bit cheaper than that. Packaged quite well. We'll say that. Ooh, okay, so first impression here on this cable is I'm very, very impressed with it. Like it's not braided or anything. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's nice and thick, but it's also just like a very nice, it feels like a silver core high gauge cable. It's really, really nice. The tips, of course, are gold-plated per the usual, and it does come with this nice adapter there if you're going to use that 6.3. I'll be using the 3.5. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, so the one thing that I love about my MSR7s as well as my M40Xs was the removable cable. If I caught it on something, it would just pop out and not damage the headphones or take them off my head. It does not appear that the 700Xs have a removable cable, and I'm gonna stick to that answer because I'm not yanking on it until it breaks. So that's actually kind of immediately a disappointment, but it is what it is. The other thing that it has is these like really light little individual lifters here. So I want to see how those feel. These are huge. Dig it. Okay, so since they are open back, I can hear the room perfectly. It's actually almost like I'm not wearing anything at all, and I can just already tell these things are humongous. But I don't hate them. They're extremely light, and I'm kind of wondering if they're going to shift down. I don't know. I'm not doing that on a regular basis, so I don't know why that would be a problem, but there's a little bit of downshift, but not too bad. Yeah, these are super, super light, and they're not as oppressive over the ears as the MSR7s were. So that's actually really nice. But they are featherweight. And I can hear the room perfectly, so that's kind of cool. So literally all that came in the box was the headphones and the adapter. So not some literature in there. Looks like it's in Mandarin. So, that's exciting. Let's check out some music. A little bit of Doom soundtrack. How about that? It's really interesting being able to hear the room, being able to hear my voice, and being able to very clearly hear the music. This is such a good soundtrack. Such a good game. I'll definitely need to use some EQ to bring the bass up a bit. It sounded a bit flat. It's not bad, but I definitely noticed the difference between coming out of a DAC and not coming out of a DAC. It definitely needs more punch. I could just EQ in the low end, but it's not bad at all. The clarity is fantastic. Okay, so here, this is Blackest Eyes by Porcupine-Tree, and this one hits pretty hard in the beginning here, so I'll definitely be able to know if I can hear individual instruments, stuff like that, if I can pick out details. or if it's just kind of a muddled blur. It's good. It's very good. Good clarity on the vocals. So how loud are these outside? It's not bad. Oh, actually, here we go. So sound-wise, they sound really decent. I'm definitely going to be interested to see what they sound like on the DAC. I'll try that in a sec. But let's talk about construction real quick, because I'm pretty freaking happy with it, honestly. The cable, like I mentioned, is of excellent quality. We got gold-plated tips, as is pretty standard for anything that's not dirt cheap. The grills are aluminum, I would say. I don't know, something metallic. Got that nice little emblem on there. I actually really like that. It's not overstated. So the nice thing is my head fits in it about like there, I guess you guys saw it better than I did. But you've got plenty of space until you actually hit the outer band here. The elasticity on them is quite nice. Doesn't feel like they're gonna snap. I would love it if they folded, but it's not gonna happen for these ones. That's fine. Always with more moving parts, you have more of a possibility of something breaking eventually. So this, after 1,000 times, is going to get interesting, especially on something like that that's going to be moving constantly every single time you put them on and take them off, put them on, take it off. Yeah, they're going to get a lot of action. They're nice and flexible, and they don't feel creaky. They don't feel like they're going to bust. Whatever wire thing is here feels very sturdy, well attached, and there's screws on the inside here as well. I imagine if I pop that off, then I would be able to replace these and possibly the wings as well. The drivers are kind of offset. They're a little bit, maybe you can see it from the camera there, but they're actually turned, let's see if this is my left, they're actually turned back into the ear a bit, which is nice. It's nice, probably why they're so freaking humongous. 53 mil drivers on these, and the padding on the ear cups, or I guess they're not really ear cups since they're kind of more on ear than over ear, is really nice. It's super nice. It's very comfortable. Honestly, geez, this is... So retention's actually not bad at all. Because of the size of them, they can move around a little bit and then just return to station when you're done shaking your head like a psychopath. I could definitely shake them off a lot easier than probably my MR7s, just because the MR7s are a little bit tighter on my head. But those do start to bother the top of my ear after a period of time, which these won't. There's no way these will, because I can feel barely any contact in the penna. And yeah, that's really nice. So I'm gonna go plug these into the DAC and I'll try some Doom. See what that sounds like too. I can already tell it's a lot more powerful. There's a lot more driving it. I'm still not getting quite the bass that I want, but it's also not blowing out at all, which is really nice. So those little clicks are extraordinarily high-pitched, like painfully high-pitched. So like the ping when I double jump like this is crazy high pitched. Like it's actually kind of hurting my ears. I don't have my volume up that much. I have my volume like 20, something like that right now. So it's definitely pushing sound, but I definitely need to EQ these things. Oh, yeah, those need to be EQ'd badly. So yeah, nothing's blown out, but the highs are way too high. where it's like little needles in my ears. As you can see, I've got the low end cranked. I mean, it's, you know, it's not to the ceiling because then you get major distortion if you crank that bass. These things are not meant to actually be punchy in the bass, but to get it well defined and to balance these out, I did have to bring that low end up, and I had to bring that high end down. I'm at -5 for the top three there, and at -3, 3.5. Like I'm actually in the negatives on my gain, everything 166 and above. And I tried taking them down a little bit more, but then I started losing definition. So as it is now, this is as well balanced as I can get it. To my ear, I'm no audio expert, but this has been a lifesaver because it does make these things usable. The preamping is really nice if I need extra volume and I don't want to just crank it on my keyboard or whatever. But honestly, definitely if you want an equalizer, a software equalizer, this is completely free and it's fantastic. Link in the description below for this and the Piece GUI as well. I absolutely recommend them, and they're fantastic. So there's my first impressions of the AudioTechnica ATH-AD700X, but mouthful. I'm happy with them. I'm happy with the way they're constructed. I'm happy with the way they feel. I did have to EQ them. I had to apply some EQ to make them sound, I don't know, just the way I wanted them, I guess. But they were pretty flat. They were pretty flat initially. But with what I applied, it worked well. I'll put in the description below, I'll put the program that I use there, Equalizer APO, and then there's a GUI that goes with it as well called Piece GUI. So I'll throw that down there as well. And you can play with those. There's a bunch of presets, and you can also create your own. So yeah, the bass was pretty disappointing, not gonna lie. Especially for something with drivers as big as these, I was expecting a little more punch. And the highs were just too peaky, so I had to take that down as well. I'm going to be using them on the regular. They're going to be my daily drivers. And yeah, you know, I will get used to them, I'm sure. I'm going to be very, very happy with the way they feel. I already know that even for wearing them just for an hour, they feel fantastic. They're extremely light, really comfortable. They are colossal, but you know, they're sitting at my desk. They're not going anywhere special. So I'm initially happy with them. I'm not going to say as happy as I was with the MSR7s or even my M40Xs, honestly. But like I said, it is my first pair of open backs, and once I get my EQ kind of dialed in where I want it, I think they're going to work really well, especially if I'm wearing them for a long period of time. I think I'm going to like them better specifically for that reason. But we shall see. We'll do a follow-up in the future. I will let you guys know if I have thrown them in the garbage or if you know, if I'm loving them. So we'll see how I change on that. So that is that. Thanks very much once again for joining me. Throw a comment below if you know something about these or think I should have bought something else in the same price range, $110. I didn't do any research on these before I bought them. I saw them and decided I want to try something open back, and I picked them up. So yeah, that's, I guess, what you get for doing no research. I'm sure they're going to work out well. But anyway, once again, thank you for stopping by. Hit the sub button if you want to see more of this stuff. I'm finally picking it up again on filming. It's a little hard with a 2-year-old running around, and he's in school right now, so it's a lot easier when I am alone. So have a good one, guys. Stay safe, stay inside, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bye.